have with us Mr. Hari Subramanian, Managing Director, Colruyt Group India. Please give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be taking over this session.
Can I have a slide mover?
Oh, yeah, it's here, right here. And there is a...
Hello, good evening. So, the eco in e-commerce. So the main thing today I observed when I walked in was that today there are not too many plastic bottles, and we are all having jute bags. So already that's a good start. So I'll make sure that I end it in 15 minutes. If I end it in 15 minutes, then the commitment is the next 1 month. You have to commit that you're not going to accept any single-use plastics for 1 month. If I exceed 15 minutes, then you commit yourself that for 2 months, you will not use single-use plastic. Yeah. So the agenda is 3 topics. So I'll just give a little overview about our company and what sustainability means to us, and a few examples on how we look at the eco in e-commerce. So for me, eco it's about the environment, ecology, about the ecology, could be any of that. So a little bit about the Colruyt Group. It's a Belgian family business with a long-standing tradition. The seed was sown in 1902 by Franz Colruyt. He was born in a baker family in Belgium. And in 1928, he went to set up a company in the colonial period, a distribution company. And in 1950s, the enterprise started evolving. In the 1960s is a time when the company faced a lot of financial challenges, if you will. And that's the time they looked at how to bring simplicity and efficiency in a way of working. And that was a pursuit in starting a sustainable world. So that was a real starting point in 1960s. Since then, we have evolved quite successfully. In the 2000s, the group went to expand quite substantially into different geographies, a lot of acquisitions, and this is how the group looks like today. So there are 4 verticals, and let me put this from a customer point of view. If I'm the customer, for me the first vertical is about my food and my grocery. That's the first vertical. So where you see a lot of brands there, which provides food and grocery. And here the main theme for us that how we ensure we give some extra budget for the families to save, and then they consume sustainably. That's the first vertical. Then you go to the second vertical. Yes, if we eat, then we have to stay fit. So that's the second vertical. So how I can stay fit and how I can feel good. That's the second one. So gyms is something you can compare it to like a cult fit. Like the new pharma, it's something like the 1mg here. You can have all the different brands there. Then once you have a good life and health, then you also want to create some precious moments for your family. That's why you want to buy something, some equipment, some good things that you can have a good time with your family. That's the non-food, where you have for Dreamland, Dream Baby, and different categories. And finally, you want to have a renewable energy that you can use it for your house, for your road, and then how you go to work. So in a way, if you look at it, the sustainability is really built into our business model, right from your birth, and then how we take care of you through every aspects of life. That's our business model. And this is deeply rooted into our culture of sustainability. So that's really in our culture. So the next is, it's just a quick overview. So we have about 800 stores in multiple countries and 33,000 co-workers. and around little more than 1 million square feet. If we just put things into perspective, it is little more than few crores of retail spaces. So that's what we have. And in India, we are a GCC with 650 co-workers and predominantly servicing and consulting IT, data, and digital transformation. That's what we do. And next to that, we're also quite active in private equity investments, also in India. So I'll just talk about in some of the examples. So now let us go to the mission statement where the core sustainability comes from. So together we create sustainable added value in value-driven craftsmanship in retail. So you can look at it, the word sustainability is in our core. That's our essence in which everything starts. You know, that's the way how we run our business day in and day out. So with that, it moves us to the next topic, what sustainability means to us. So we have a clear statement. So it says that starting from an economic impetus, we want to make a positive difference at a social and ecological level as well. So we have a, and how we do it, it is purely through innovation and then through collaboration. You know, that's what we bring it together. You know, you have an economical means for you to do, but then how do you bring a positive change in the lives of people? So that's exactly what is our whole mission statement is about. And all the pictures, what you see is all our projects. It's not a Google image or anything. Every picture is our project, and what we do, the group has invested substantially in offshore wind farm way back in 2008. So all our real pictures of our projects are not Google picture here. And so now we talked, it's a lot about it, but then, you know, there should be some way how we realize it. You know, there should be an approach to do that. So that's what you see in the next slide. It's a very well thought out approach, you know, starting from our position as a retailer, where we have an impact of the end-to-end supply chain, the value chain that we have it. So there are three very important aspects, the three drivers in which we start from. The first driver is the product and services that we offer to a customer. Then how do you offer the product and services? You need an infrastructure. You need a means to offer that to our customer. How do you do it? Through your people. So the three aspects. So all the three, how it fits in, underlying, again, it goes back to the culture and mindset that we do sustainable projects day in and day out. So it's really it's a DNA. You know, it starts with that. So you have three drivers. So you have a policy. It starts with three important drivers. And then if you see how do you make an impact of the three drivers, on the bottom if you see there are 12 names, like you have health, working together, learning together, and everything. They are the different 12, actually, the goals that we want to achieve. There are different goals to achieve that. And then, so it's not easy. It's very easy, you put it. But then there are few hundred projects to realize that. And then how you do it is step by step, along with the customer. You go and do it. So you see the four icons there on the left, starting with the heart. That's where it's about the health. Then it's about the society. It's about animal welfare. And then about the environment. So that's the impact, what we want to create, or the theme where we want to see the result on doing it. By doing all of this, what you see in the top is the 17 SDGs. So today, already we are quite mature in a way how we report and then we impact on our SDGs. So it is just not something the slide, but it's something we live this each day and every day in every project. So that's what we do it. So this is our approach. I'm just going to take few examples on how we do it in our way, Colruyt way. So like I said, for me, E is in the bracket here because it applies for every commerce. So E is just one. You can have a E, Q, how many different commerce, but the underlying principle is the same. So that's what we try to look at it. So one of the theme is collaborating with the local farmers. So this is again a real picture, where we have, this is a picture comes from the company called Shayadri Farms that we have invested in NASTech in Maharashtra. They are India's largest grapes exporter and also tomato processor. So we have invested in the company. And in India, this company works with 15,000 farmers. So really work with 15,000 farmers. And in Belgium, we directly work with 6,000 farmers. So in a way, what we do is that we are just not a retailer just buying and selling, but we go all the way back in the value chain. Now, how far we can go in the back in the value chain. So what it means is collaborating with the local producers is just to not for buying. There is much deeper. So we help the farmers in doing better cultivation, better soil management, better water management, and then also bringing in scientific ways on crop usage and then also rotation. So really going in depth into the full value chain of it. So that's about collaborating with the local farmers. So in the interest of time, I'm going to give only one or two examples, and then I'll move forward. Then the second one is about zero emission transportation. So, so here you see it's again, it's not a picture, it's a real truck, which is we have a hydrogen truck. We have it, a green energy hydrogen truck in Belgium, which you see in the roads there, which is doing it. So most of the supply chain today, if you look at it, is running by fossil fuel. You know, it's either petrol, diesel, or CNG. But I think if we really have to move in, I think we have to look at how we bring in more greener energy into the supply chain. So that's exactly what we are doing. And we have taken a commitment by 2035, our transportation will be zero emission. So that's a commitment we are given. By 2030, we have given another commitment that we will reduce our energy consumption by 20%. So we took a benchmark in 2010, and 2030, we are going to say that based on revenue, our energy consumption will go down by 20%. So these are all some of the very ambitious projects what we have taken. But also not only from the point of view on the energy, but also our trucks, when it goes for delivery or for supply into the city, our trucks are today doesn't make any noise. So it doesn't noise. It's not only about honk, it doesn't even make noise. So that's the kind of what the technology was. So that, because there you bring the social angle. You don't want to trouble the people, trouble the people in the life. So it's about that one. So on energy, I can go on and on. Even India, we invested in a 40 megawatt renewable energy wind park in India. So it's also something we have done it here. So whatever we do there, we're also doing it in India as well. The third one is about conscious consumer. So here, our role is to ensure that the customer, what they consume, how they consume, when they consume, and what they do, they are aware and they have the information on what they're doing. So that's what we mean by conscious consumer. So the eco score, in Europe especially, the consciousness is extremely high, for a customer to know what they're eating. So if you buy a product, there's an eco score today which tells them how is this impacting the eco aspect of a product. So that means in terms of your, there is a label, the color code tells how deep is the impact of this particular product. So here we are talking about a circularity. What we know is right from your raw material, which is your agriculture, then from your production to your processing, to your transport, to your sales, then your consumption, then the waste, and then going back to recycle. So it's a circular economy, and then this eco score tells what impact does it make in every stage. So the customers are much well informed and aware on when they are consuming it. So that's exactly what we mean by conscious consumer. I have to go back. The last slide. Yes. The last slide is product innovation. Today, there is a lot of awareness among people that want to move to more nutritious way of living and eating. So we have taken a commitment called Green Deal with European Union and then with European Commission, how we can bring this change into the consumers where we bring food which has much higher level of protein. So that is one level. And also another thing, how we reduce the residual waste of the products which is not consumed. So those are the kind of project which comes in product innovation. One small example, and then which impacts all the four aspects. Certainly we use, it's not that is all something's happening. We use a lot of IT, digital and data to realize that it could be a lot of AI, ML or IoT we use it substantially. One last example, a project which we are very proud of and then which has impact on all the four things. 2 years back, we made a commitment that we are going to do afforestation in Democratic Republic of Congo. We have given a commitment by 2030, we will plant 20 million plants and also make an impact to the entire local community and the farmer, and also go back to some of the indigenous way of growing things. So we'll go back to that. And also it helps in the water conservation. And so as a part of that, we also support the Safe Soil movement, both in Belgium and India. We supported the Safe Soil movement. And end of this project, we will consume more carbon dioxide than we emit. So that's a commitment what we have given. We have already accelerated the journey. End of this project, I think we'll be quite proud to say that we consume more than what we emit. And so for me, all this, I can say we are quite proud of what we have done, but sustainability is a end game which doesn't have an end. You know, it's a journey. I think we continue to adapt ourselves to the changing needs. I think it comes with a real and well-intended thought and a process, and that's what we are trying to do. And thanks for the opportunity. Thank you. So I took 1 minute more. So you all have to committed that you're not going to use single-use plastic for 2 months. So that's what you will leave when you go back. That's a less carrying load on the planet. So that's sustainability. Thank you, my dear friends.
Thank you so much, sir. We'd like to felicitate you with a small token of appreciation. Srivani here is doing the honors. We'll also take a picture.